You want to start getting rid of your stuff, but you don't know where to start. I'm going to be going over some really simple steps that you can use to start decluttering in the first place. This is going to make decluttering manageable for you. I'll be giving you some ideas of what you can declutter in your home, and I'll go through the areas of your home bit by bit so you can get a really good idea of where to start with decluttering. So it's been proven that having less things around you can really help to pick up your energy, make you feel less tired, and this is something that has happened in my life. Let me tell you a little bit about my decluttering journey and my background in decluttering. So 2 years ago, I decided to start decluttering, and the little shift that went off in my brain was because my life had changed quite a lot. I had a breakdown in my marriage. I was worried about having to sell up this house and then having to move with loads of stuff. And also my little girls got to that point where they stopped playing with toys as much. I started watching videos on YouTube about minimalism, and I decided to give this a go. And honestly, minimalism has changed my life like you wouldn't believe. Decluttering goes hand in hand with minimalism because it is all about living more of a minimal lifestyle with less things. So I went on a massive rampage, I feel like, of decluttering my house. Now, like I said, it started 2 years ago, so it has been a slow process, but I've really forced myself to declutter things. Not always felt like it, I've not always had the energy, but once I get started in something, then I find that I can actually do it for quite a long time because I've got the motivation once I've got started. This is the thing that has really helped me with getting rid of my things, and I think this will really help you as well. I've discovered that decluttering comes in groups, and the things that we have fit into these group types, and I'm going to go through the group types in a minute. So it really helped me to decide what to get rid of depending what group they fell into, and it really did help me question myself. It helped give me answers to why I wanted to hold on to things and why I wanted to get rid of things as well. It helps me to be so ruthless, and I can honestly say with all the things that I've got rid of, I'm not missing them. I feel so much happier now that I have more of a minimal home. So let me explain a little bit about the groups now. Group 1 is what I call the out of sight, out of mind group. These are the items in your home that have been put away and forgotten about. Things that are in the backs of your kitchen cupboards, things that you don't use, stuff in your attic that you've put away in the attic for just in case, or you've thought, I'll put that in the attic and then I'll decide if I need to get rid of it at another time, or I'll put that up in the attic just in case. Now I'm talking about an attic or a basement, so whatever you've got for storage, it could be a shed or a garage or something like that, but things that you've not made a decision about and you've just put them in storage and thought, you know what, I'll keep that for just in case. These are things that no doubt you can't even remember that you have. These are things that you can't bear the thought of just making a start on decluttering them in the first place because there's just so many random things in your home. The items for me that fell into this group are things like Christmas decorations, holiday decorations like Easter, Valentine's Day, all that sort of thing. Post used to mount up in this house terrible, and until I bought a shredder and decided to start shredding my post, it is really easy now for me to open my post straight away, get rid of the envelope straight away, so I put that straight in recycling, and then I'll decide if I'm going to keep the letter or if I'm going to put it in storage, or if I'm going to shred it. So I'll put it into a little box for shredding. These are also just random bits and bobs that you just don't even know what they are half of the time. Most of these things can be binned. Let's move on now to group number 2. And these are memories, or the guilt group. These could be sentimental items like birthday cards, gifts that you've been given that you don't really like, but you thought they're nice and you thought you'll keep them out of guilt. Trust me, I had a whole box of things like that in my garage that I kept hold of for such a long time, and I recently decluttered them. Kids artwork is another big one, and that is a big one for me. I really hold on to my kids artwork. These could be items of clothing that you've worn at special events like a wedding or a christening or something like that, and you've just not wanted to get rid of them through fear of guilt of letting them go. And trust me, I've been there. Like, I've spent so many years feeling guilty about letting things go. But once you shift that mindset of thinking, you don't need to hold on to this stuff to keep your memories alive. Like, that thing is not the memory. The memory is what has happened and the people that you spend time with. That is your memory. So you don't need to keep these things to link to that memory. Honestly, you're not going to forget about your memories if you let go of these things. People that have given you stuff, they're not going to know, got rid of the gift that you've given them or got rid of birthday cards. Like, how are they going to know unless you tell them? So just let go of these things. Honestly, if you're feeling guilty about them, don't, because like I said, it is not your memory that is attached to those things. It is the memory that's in your head that matters. Group 3 is the fantasy self, or the my ideal self. These are things like clothes that have gone too small that you're keeping just in case you lose weight. At the end of the day, our clothes are supposed to fit us, not us fit into our clothes. Gym equipment like weights or yoga mats or gym clothes that we don't ever use. I recently decluttered some gym clothes because when they didn't fit me, I didn't feel good in them, and also I just wasn't using them enough. This could also be related to your past self, like work clothes or old hobby clothes. Like, I got rid of most of my smart clothes because I stopped working in a school and they were too small for me anyway. I know I'm not going to have the pressure to fit into those clothes again because I'm now 2 sizes bigger than I used to be. So I got rid of those clothes, and honestly, I'm not missing them at all. If I want to purchase more smart clothes, I'll just go out and buy them in my size now. I also decluttered my high heels because I can't walk in them anymore. I'm 41 now. These are things that you're finding hard to let go because they're linked to a time when you felt the most confident, and you're thinking that you're going to go back to that time and use those things again. But to be honest, if you're holding on to them, you haven't used them for like 6 to 12 months, there is a chance that you're not going to use them. So let go of the past. Look to the present and the future, which is what I do now. Honestly, I feel so much happier for doing that, and I think you will too. And group number 4 is the I Can't Let Go, or the heart group. These are items that are really sentimental. These might be linked to a very special person in your life that's maybe passed away, or like my nan that gives me certain birthday cards and she's wrote lovely messages in, and I feel like I can't let go of those things for fear of one day, if she is going to pass away, that I'm not going to be able to like see those things again or read that message again. So there are certain things in the attic that I've still got that I just can't let go of, like baby teddies, and I don't know why I'm keeping them because I never ever see them. They're up in the attic in a box. I don't even show them to my kids, but I'm holding on to them because I'm finding it really hard to let go of them because they really do mean a lot to me, like they're in my heart. But there are certain things that you might think, I just can't get rid of them, or I can't let go. There might be a reason why you're holding on to these, and I will go through some questions that you can ask yourself to help you to decide what to keep and what not to keep as well. So when you're going through your stuff, you can ask yourself certain questions. And this is what I do when I'm decluttering, and it really does help. So the first question you can ask yourself is, when you want to keep something, do you actually need it? Also, will it serve you a purpose? Will it help to make your life easier or happier? And if the answer is no, that's going to be a really easy way for you to decide that you can get rid of that thing. You can also ask yourself, what means the most to you and why? So have you got some really sentimental items that really mean a lot to you? Why do they mean a lot to you, and why do you think you need to keep them? And also, what do you need to let go of? How is that going to benefit you? If you get rid of this thing, are you going to have more space? Are you going to have less things to look after? Can you sell that item and make some money and put that money into savings? And this really helps me because I sell a lot of things on Vinted, and I've made quite a lot of money back from doing this. So it is a really good incentive sometimes. Let's move on to how you can start decluttering now. Let's start with group number 1, which is the out of sight, out of mind items. Decluttering is a slow journey. So if you can start off with this group, this will make your life so much easier because this group of things is the easiest to get rid of. So you can do this in small chunks of time when you're watching TV or listening to music, or when you've got a bit of an energy boost, or when you've got a spare 10 minutes or so. You can just go through a box or a cupboard or a drawer and just get rid of some of the things that just don't need to be there. These could be things like shredding your documents. Every time I think about shredded, I always think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because I used to be obsessed with that when I was a kid. I find that if I put my headphones in and listen to some music, it really motivates me to get moving. You might want to go through your man drawer and get rid of just random junk in that drawer. You might have drawers in your kitchen that have just got so much junk in them that you can't even get into them. So get into those drawers, get into a cupboard or a box at a time, like I said, and just start binning things. Honestly, this is the easiest group, and you can do this. You can do this in small chunks of time so easily. And this doesn't have to be boring, just make it fun. Honestly, I make decluttering fun. It does make the world of difference. With group 2, which is the memories, you can do things like taking pictures of kids' artwork and then turning them into a scrapbook, or just downloading them to a memory bank, and then you've always got the pictures there. Do you know what? That's such a good idea. I'm going to do that because my girls are nearly 8 now, and since they were about 2 years old, I've started taking pictures on my phone of all their artwork, and I've got rid of a lot of their artwork. So all those pictures have been stored on my phone. I did spend ages making a scrapbook through Photobox, but the reason why I didn't order that is because it came to about £50, and I was skint at the time. I still am, so that's why I still haven't ordered it. And if you recycle the artwork when your kids are not looking, they're never going to know. My kids never do. Also, if you are going to store memories, store them in a box or a cupboard or a drawer, somewhere where you're going to have easy access to. Underneath my bed, I've got this clear box with a lid, and I go through this once a year and just decide if I still want those items. And sometimes it is really easy actually to decide, because they might be just like a blob, which my kids have painted and I don't even know what that blob is. Or they might be birthday cards from people that I haven't seen for a while, or certificates and things like that, and go through it maybe 6 months to 12 months at a time, and then you can just decide if you want to keep those things or not. Group 3 is the my past self or my ideal self. The tips I would give to you for helping you to get rid of your stuff in this group are asking yourself some questions. Why do I want to keep this thing? If I am going to keep this thing, I want to use it within a certain time frame, like 3 months. Does this item make me feel good about myself? Do I have confidence when I wear this thing? Does it still look good on me? Would I buy this item again? Would I miss this if it was gone? And can I buy this item again for £20 or less? These are questions that I ask myself. And honestly, the amount of things that I've got rid of is ridiculous. And I've not missed a single one of them. I've not thought, oh, I really would like that grey dress that was a size 8 that I got rid of like a year ago. I'm really missing that. If I want to buy another grey dress, I'll just go and buy it. And I recently did actually buy another grey dress, but it was completely different. And it fits me and I feel good in it. And I bought it for less than £20. So this is a really good way of deciding whether to keep those things in this group. If you're in a stage of your life where your weight is going to fluctuate up and down, then just keep your absolute favourite things. You can put these away in a box or a basket or a drawer, so they're out of the way and they're not actually kept in your wardrobe, and you're only keeping things in your wardrobe or your drawers or your cupboards, the things that you're going to use at this time. So you're not thinking of your past self, you're not thinking of your future self, you're thinking of yourself now. And honestly, this has helped me so much with deciding if I want to declutter something. I've got a few things under my bed, like smart items that I think I really like that dress. I'm going to keep it because I might wear it to an event one day, and I've got a smart coat. But honestly, I've got rid of so much things. I've only got one small box. I find that by limiting yourself to small storage as well will really help you be ruthless in getting rid of things, because you know you've only got a limited amount of space to fit the things that you actually want to keep into that box or that cupboard or that drawer. And with the things in group 4, which is the I can't let go, these are going to be things that are really hard to let go of. And with decluttering these things, this might have to come with time. It all depends on what stage in your life you are, with how ready you feel to let go of these things. Sometimes it is having a bit of a mind shift or changing your mindset on how you feel about material objects. Some things you can ask yourself to help you make this decision could be like, when I see this thing, I feel, how does that thing make you feel when you see it? Does it make you feel sad? Does it make you feel very happy? If it does, then To be honest, I would keep it because I've got certain things that I want to keep because it makes me feel happy, and I like to get them out now and again and show my kids because I think, oh, look at this. This is when you did this, or this is when you were this little. There are certain things that might make you feel happy. If they make you feel sad, like, do you want to keep that thing? Do you want to keep feeling sad every time you see that thing? And this might be a really good indicator of you need to let go of that thing because it is just bringing you misery. Another question you can ask yourself is, I want to keep this thing because. So it might be because I remember a time when I was 5 years old and my granddad gave this to me and it just made me feel so special. So if there are certain things that you really can't let go of, make sure that you've got really good organization for these things. This could be like putting them in a display cabinet for you to see every day, or putting them in a really safe box and then putting them away somewhere where these things are not going to bother you on a daily basis. So if you're finding yourself overrun with toys and you literally can't find anywhere to put them, they've got no home, be ruthless and get rid of them. If you're a visual person and you're finding yourself getting overwhelmed with the toys, it's probably because you don't want them on show. So you want them to be in a box that's not see-through. All the toy boxes in this house are opaque, which means you can't see through them. So I'm not constantly looking at toys, which can look really unsightly and also give my brain a lot of things to process. So be ruthless in getting rid of things. If you can't fit them in storage, or you know that your kids don't play with these toys, just get rid of them. You can always donate them, like I said, sell them. You can put that money towards experiences instead, or paying off debt or bills, and honestly, you'll thank yourself for it. I've decluttered all sorts, from board games, puzzles, dolls, Barbies, figures, all that type of thing. And there were so many toys that they didn't play with. And you know what? They haven't even asked for them. Another part of your home you can declutter is your coat cupboard. Our coat cupboard used to be overrun with coats and it was driving me mad. I couldn't even find a hook to put all the coats on. So what I did was decluttered some coats. So now I keep one coat for each family member. And then if there were spare coats, maybe coats that could last my children a while, I decided to put them in storage so that they're not all in the cupboard. So you could always do that. You can sell coats. Vinted is amazing, or eBay or Facebook Marketplace is also really good, and Gumtree. So if you've got loads of coats, sell some of them if you can't find room for them. Be ruthless. And the next thing is something that you probably never thought about, and that is to have a digital declutter. So things like emails, go through your emails and delete any emails that you don't need. This can be quite a big job, especially with my emails, where I just get random messages from the library, of all places, reminding me to return my kids' books. You know that's not going to happen for a while. But I just go through now and again and I delete emails that I don't need. You can always archive these emails. So if you've got important emails, put them into archived folders or put them into special folders so you can keep them, and then just delete the rest. Also go through your email list and unsubscribe to emails, because this is something that's made a massive difference to how many emails I get. Sometimes we sign up for things, don't we? Or sometimes we buy things from a shop and then we end up getting marketing emails, and it is so annoying. So if you just click on the email, you can usually scroll down to the bottom and it'll have a tiny unsubscribe button, and it literally takes 2 seconds to do that. Just moving on to any storage areas in your house, like an attic or a basement or a shed. This can be one of the biggest jobs. And honestly, I've spent such a long time, and I mean over years, decluttering my attic. But I did spend one whole day with help going through my attic and getting rid of most things, and I was ruthless. I literally got rid of memories and all sorts, like massive photo frames with photos inside. I just got rid of most of it. And to be honest, the motivation for that was I haven't seen that thing for a couple of years. I even forgot it was up there. So if there are things up there that you haven't used for a long time, things that you probably won't use again, things that you haven't missed, get rid of them. You'll thank yourself for it and you'll have so much room. I do find it's better if you've got someone with you, because you're not held accountable for your choices. People can make choices for you, and it definitely helps if you've got someone quite ruthless with you as well. So I did that recently with my friend. She was moving house and she wanted help with decluttering, and because I'm quite ruthless, I helped her get rid of most of her things. Honestly, the amount of things that we got rid of and took to the skip or donated was insane. My next tip is also to declutter your car. I know a lot of people that really struggle with their car boot. in particular. And my number one tip for that, which really works well for me, is to only keep essentials in your car. So if you're holding on to things like bags or coats or random items that you don't use on a regular basis in your car, honestly, go and put them away in your home or get rid of them. You don't need an endless amount of carrier bags. You only need a few just to do a little bit of shopping. And what I like to do is buy the reusable bags. And honestly, this has saved up so much room in my car. I only keep in my car boot now the things that I use on a daily basis. For instance, I've got a little box of towels and things from my dog. I've also got umbrellas in there and a couple of shopping bags, and literally that is it, because I know I don't need all random things filling up my boots, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to do shopping or put bikes into cars or put bags into cars like school bags and things like that, I need plenty of room to put those things, and I don't want to be rummaging around in my car boot looking for things. Not only does it take away my time, but it also stresses me out massively on a school run. And my last tip is to use a timer. It is surprising how motivated you can get if you add a timer to your decluttering challenge. It just gets you motivated to get started in the first place. It also creates a bit of a challenge, so you're trying to get things decluttered within that time frame. I would set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes. It all depends on how much time you've got. But honestly, you could set a timer for 2 minutes, waiting for the kettle to boil, or maybe you're waiting in the queue on a doctor's phone call or something like that. You know, if you've got time, put a timer on your phone or put a timer on Alexa or whatever you've got, and try to see how much you can get decluttered in one area in that certain time frame. If you really want to get ruthless with decluttering, I made a video all about minimalism for beginners, and you can check this video out here. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.